everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a gluten-free green bean and tiger nuts casserole. So I've got about 4 good handfuls of green beans today. I'm not sure how many grams that is, but however much you think that you're going to need to serve however many people you have coming over. This will probably serve 6 to 8 servings for a holiday meal. So I'm using tiger nuts today, and if you've never heard of tiger nuts before, they are not nuts at all. They're actually little tubers that grow under the ground, and this is what they look like. They kind of look like little wrinkly chickpeas, and they grow under the ground just like any other root vegetable, any tuber. And they are vegetarian, they're vegan, they're organic, they're non-GMO. They're great for all those diets, the paleo diet, the Whole30 diet, raw diet. They have a resistant starch in them that's great for weight loss. So these are great for children, people with nut allergies, they're for celiac problems, diabetics. They're great for the elderly and even athletes. So these will be used in place of, say, almonds. Almonds is a very traditional way to serve a green bean casserole, or other nuts as well. But this is going to replace that. It's great for people who are coming over the holidays that you aren't sure have nut allergies or not. So if you're used to making things with nuts and now all of a sudden you can't, tiger nuts are your answer. They have a little bit of sweetness to them. They go great with savory dishes and sweet dishes. So today I'm going to be using some sliced tiger nuts, and all the products I get that are tiger nuts are from tigernutsusa.com. Check them out. They have whole ones and peeled ones and sliced and chopped and flour, and they have oil, and I'm using flour, the sliced ones, and their oil today to get this done. All right, so on my stovetop, I have a large pot of water going. I'm going to blanch these green beans quickly. These are going to bake in the oven, but I want to get them started to begin with. Also, it'll help retain their color. They're going to also be a little bit crispier than if you totally boiled them through and they're fork tender. You want them to kind of retain their shape and a little bit of al dente texture. First things first, you want to wash these guys, and I'm going to trim the stem ends. So this is a gluten-free version of a green bean casserole, because typically you would make a roux with flour, and today I'm going to be using the tiger nuts flour, and again, that's gluten-free. So we're good to go. I'm using some butter today, and I'm using some cream today. If you want to substitute the cream today for another type of vegetarian cream or milk, feel free to do that and make this a completely vegetarian dish. You can omit the butter, and you could use just the oil, and you're rock and rolling with a gluten-free and vegan recipe. All right, so my ends are trimmed and my water's come to a boil. I have about 2 teaspoons of sea salt in there. In they go. I'm going to let them come back up to a boil and let them boil for about 5 minutes. So we're basically blanching them. These will usually take 10 to 15 minutes to be nice and fork tender if you want to eat them as a side dish. But I want them to retain their integrity, their crispness, and their color as well. So in they go. Bring that back up to a boil, time 5 minutes, and you're going to be ready to run them under very cold water or throw them into some ice water to stop them from cooking right after. So get that prepared. In the meantime, I've also sliced up my onion. You can use 1 or 2 onions if you really want to. I'm using a Vidalia. It has a nice sweetness. And tonight I'm using some nice fresh herbs I have from my garden. Choose what you like, what you desire. Thyme is a nice one. I'm using some parsley, some carrot tops, and some dill, some fresh dill that I've got. It's beautiful. Purslane would be a really nice choice. Anything lemony out there, a lemon thyme would be lovely. Really, it's up to you. Marjoram would be nice. I like marjoram on pretty much everything. So, in that all being said, bring that up to a boil. See you in a minute. My green beans are done. 5 minutes. We're going to strain them and run them under cold water. So grab yourself an oven-proof pan or skillet, and let's preheat that on the stovetop on about a medium-low. And I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of oil. I'm using the tiger nuts oil right now. Make sure you check out my review on this. This is an extra virgin raw premium organic tiger nuts oil. It's awesome, not just for eating, but it's great for beauty needs as well. It's a great moisturizer. So let's use about a tablespoon. Eyeballing, and I have about a half a cup of sliced tiger nuts. That's what they look like. So if you have ever used tiger nuts before and you've tried to slice them or chop them or crush them, they're very difficult. They're a tough nut to crack. So let tiger nuts do the work for you and grab their sliced ones. They're awesome. They're thinly sliced. That's not easy to do. They have an awesome machine that does it for you. So grab it this way. Trust me, you're going to want to do that. So preheat that pan. Get the oil all smoothed out there. And let's brown these. So stir them around with the oil and let's get them to a nice golden brown color. Just keep stirring. You don't want them to burn. As soon as they are a nice golden brown color, take them out and reserve them to the side. Make sure your onion or onions are thinly sliced. All right, my sliced tiger nuts are golden brown, ready to go. Reserve those to the side as well. Take those out of the pan. I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of the tiger nut oil again on medium heat. And I'm going to saute up these onions. Let's caramelize them up. I just have them thinly sliced. You could chop them if you wanted to. No problem. All right, once they're a beautiful caramelized color of golden brown again, you're going to take those out of the pan and you're going to reserve them as well. Leave any oil you want in there that you have extra. It's less you have to add. We're going to make somewhat of a roux here. Now, usually when you make a roux, you're using flour. I'm using tiger nuts flour today. And I'm going to use a little bit of that oil. There looks like there's about a tablespoon, and I think I'll turn this heat down. I'm going to add another tablespoon of the oil. I have about 3 tablespoons of butter. Now, this is a garlic and herb infused butter. You can use regular butter. This is just what I had on hand, and I thought, yum, that would be delicious in there. So feel free to do that, or just use regular butter. So let's let that melt in. As soon as that's melted in, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of tiger nuts flour. Now, what they do is they take those beautiful tiger nuts I showed you, and they just turn it into a beautiful, light, fluffy flour that is gluten-free. So this makes your entire casserole gluten-free. Awesome. Now, this roux doesn't have to go very far. This is going to be a blonde roux, so to speak. So what we're going to do is just kind of cook that little bit of flour flavor out. That's what you would typically do. This tastes like tiger nuts. It doesn't have to go very far. What we want to do is we want to get a nice, even consistency. You're going to kind of make a little bit of a paste with this and the butter and the oil. Then we're going to add some cream. You can add cream, you can add milk. Again, I went through the list. You could add broth if you wanted. You could just add water if you really wanted to. The key to a roux, however, is to continuously stir it. If you feel like you have lumps, you can whisk it to make sure that it's all evenly combined. But that is the whole key, is to continuously stir. All right, in goes my tiger nuts flour. You're going to use roughly the same amounts of flour to the butter. In this instance, I've added just a little bit extra butter. Stir that through, and you're going to get a nice little paste going on. If you have those lumps and clumps I was talking about, then feel free to use a whisk. We'll cook this through for a couple of minutes. All right, as with any roux, I'm going to start adding the cream small bits at a time. So add a couple tablespoons and then stir it in completely and get the nice consistency of your roux with the cream, and then add a little bit more and keep doing the same thing until you use it up. A little bit in. Stir that through to combine. Don't add more until it's all in together. So after you stir it in, it's just going to create more volume with that paste, and then add a little bit more. Sauce that's going to just envelop our beautiful green beans. And a little bit more. Again, you can use broth, vegetable broth if you want to. Once you've added all your cream, you're going to see if the sauce is a little still too thick. If it's a little too thick, you can add a little more cream, or you can even add milk, you can add water, broth, whatever it is, whatever kind of liquid you're using to sort of thin that out just slightly. But if you like it nice and thick, keep it like that. That looks beautiful. Look at how nice, thick, creamy that is. What a beautiful roux. Even though you didn't use plain all-purpose flour, you used that tiger nuts flour, it did a gorgeous job. Look at how beautiful that cream is. Nice. At this point, I'm going to season with salt and pepper. We're going to do a taste test to make sure all is well before we throw it in the oven. Salt and pepper, freshly ground. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm also going to add all of my chopped fresh herbs. This is maybe 3-4 tablespoons worth. Use whatever it is you like. And that goes. Stir that through. Looks beautiful. Oh, smells like heaven in here as well. All right, quick taste test. That's delicious. A little more salt for me. This is pretty much seasoning the whole thing, so make sure this is very flavorful. You could add a little bit of nutmeg here if you wanted to, just to give it that je ne sais quoi. That should be just right. Gorgeous. All right, let's add these green beans in. Beautiful. And I'm also going to add my onions at this point. You could reserve these, put them on the top of the casserole. I want mine all mixed through with the cream and everything. Ooh. You could have done 2 onions, reserved one of them for the top, and let's just stir this through. Very nice. Try and keep your green beans whole. You could have Frenched your green beans or chopped them into inch-long pieces. I like mine whole. I just think it looks pretty, and it's just what I want on my plate. You may find some tongs work a little bit better. So get that all mixed through. That creamy sauce is just gorgeous. And I'm going to add my toasted tiger nuts now. I'm also going to add a couple more on top. Reserve a little bit for the top. Stir those through. It's going to give a nice crunch. All right, now if you wanted to put this into a casserole dish at this point, you certainly may. I don't even think I need to. I have quite a bit of beans here, and I'm just going to let her rip in here to show you what's going on. Look at that. Now, a lot of times they'll use a can of creamed soup, cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of chicken. You can do that if you want to. I don't think this is necessary today for what I'm doing. I'm going to put some fresh sliced tiger nuts on the top because these will brown in the oven on top, just for that extra little bit of crunch. Fantastic. Beautiful. All right, there you go. In it goes, 300 degrees for about 30 minutes. Keep your eye on it. You just want it to get a little bit golden on the top. You want those tiger nuts to look a little bit golden, and you're raring to go. So start looking around 20 minutes just to make sure all is well. Okay, my green bean casserole is ready. So if this comes out at 30 minutes and it's not browned enough for you, you can throw it under the broiler on high for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Maybe make sure you keep an eye on it. And that's what I've got going on. A beautiful tiger nuts and green bean casserole. Browned up and gorgeous. Ready for the table. So you can serve it like this family style, or now you can put it into a serving dish if you like. If you wanted to make this not just a side dish, but a full meal, you could add some tuna to this. That would be absolutely delicious as well. So these green beans have finished cooking in all their glory with that creamy sauce, the onions, the tiger nuts have infused that beautiful little bit of sweet, almost a coconutty flavor. They look fabulous. I've got some brown bits on the top, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And what a gorgeous, gorgeous side dish. Got these beautiful tiger nuts on the top too that are a little bit crispy and browned. That is going to be phenomenal. So you get these green beans with the creamy sauce. Ooh, and onion. You would never know that that's gluten-free. That tastes like almost like a gorgeous Alfredo sauce on there. Woo! The crunchy tiger nuts, they are a welcome addition, that's for sure. Delicious, beautiful substitution instead of almonds. In fact, they taste better. Mm. You're gonna love this. I could have this just for dinner. Also, make sure you check out my tiger nuts versus almonds comparison to see how much more nutritious tiger nuts are than almonds. You'll be surprised. This is fantastic. Absolutely delicious. I can't wait to serve this to everyone. But this right here, this is my plate. That would be fabulous with tuna or any other kind of fish. To be honest, salmon would be nice with this. Chicken. Beautiful. You could even go totally vegan and do some nice tofu. Be delicious too. So revamp your holiday menu. This is absolutely delicious. Make some more adjustments in your diet to make things more gluten-free, more nut-friendly for people. And it's absolutely fabulous. Everyone's going to love that. You're not going to feel like you're being cheated. You're not going to feel like it's some kind of diet food at all. That is rich. It's delicious. It's creamy. The tiger nuts are awesome. You're going to love this. Make sure you check out Tiger Nuts USA for their sliced tiger nuts, for the flour, for the oil, for all their fantastically healthy products. It's for serious nutrition, that's for sure. Really good for you and very, very tasty. So that's it. That's how you cook a gluten-free green bean and tiger nuts casserole. You can do it too. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. Check out my shows on youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly and come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com. That's it. That's all. Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.